Welcome back. Today I just want to show off very quickly a couple of things we've been working on the last couple of days, and that's improvements to Macrel. So what's Macrel? So Macrel is our tool for AMP, so antimicrobial peptide prediction, and maybe I'll show first how it works if you use the web server. So this is the Macrel web server. So this will be the link in the description, and you can see there's two basic modes. There's a couple of other functionalities, but this is the two basic modes. One is you start from contigs, and let me just show you the example. So you have a bunch of DNA sequence, or you already have peptides and you don't know if they are AMP or not. And then you give this to Macrel, and here, let me just run this. So this is running online, and it's going to give you this. So this is your inputs, and then the probability that these are AMP. So if they're above 50%, then you can say that these are probably AMPs. And then what I added in the last, actually I just uploaded this final version just before starting to record, is that it now also tries to find these sequences in the AMPSphere. So these are, for now, at this web interface, it only does exact matches. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. So for example, this one, it's actually AMP 45001. So when I can click, and there it is, AMP 45001, which, let me just make this a little bit bigger. You can see it's present there in Northern Europe, also in Brazil. You can see how it's cattle rumen, so makes sense, Brazil and Northern Europe. So this is the basic functionality of Macrel, and this is what I added, and I also added it to the command line version. So let me just show you on the command line version. So here have file. Again, this happened to be a few files, and then Macrel, as many of our tools, uses these. So this is actually already a little bit advanced. So this is the normal version. So uses a subcommand interface. So query AMPSphere, I give it a FASTA file, tell it where to put the outputs, and now the outputs are there, and you can see most of them have a hit, because in this case, this is an example file where I've sort of just took AMPSphere. Actually, these are the first 8 peptides of the AMPSphere, except this last one where I added hello at the beginning, and so there's no match there. So all of these are exact matches that I showed you so far, but we can also query mode. So this works out. So this works also for the online. We're using MM6, and this is exactly the same. So here, there's the AMPSphere web server. It's exactly the same. You can use this here, and you can submit, and yeah, you can get the results. This was a little bit faster because there's just 2 of them. On the command line, took a little bit longer. Right, this probably would not scale very well. So this is what's available in the released version. I'll show you the code as well. So if all you care about is using these things as tools, then do feel free to, I think the camera, just the tiny camera, readjust. Do feel free to use the, to stop watching the video here. But otherwise, let me just show you the code, because this is actually quite simple. It's the API backend that's doing all of the work. So to get the exact match, so I'm using these requests. So there's an import requests right there at the top. Just for reason to be nice, and we set the user agent. That's actually quite optional. And then we call the search sequence match. So this is maybe the name is not the best, but this is an exact sequence match. MM6, and then I didn't show it on the command line, but there's also HMM to get the family. So this works quite well. And the next thing we're working on, and that's not part of the released version. This is only available on the Git version, is we can run all of this locally. So same thing, except now running locally. So now it ran MM62 locally. So because I had done this before, it already had it. Otherwise, it would download the AMPSphere database and it would then call MM62. So this probably does scale a lot better if you have. So if you have tens of peptides, you can use the online version. If you have thousands or tens of thousands, then maybe you want to use the local version. So we do have the mailing list for the AMPSphere. I'll put the link to that in the mailing list as well. So I'll put everything in the mailing list. Next week, I will try to get the video up introducing the AMPSphere and all of the results in that paper, because that was a big thing that we had coming out as well. So I'll have that done because I'll be presenting at the Brisbane ASM, the Australian Society for Microbiology, and later in the month I'm also presenting at the ISMB in Montreal. So if you do happen to be around those parts of the world, please come and say hi. If you're not, well, you can say hi virtually, commenting below or email. And in any case, I will see you soon.